Scottsdale is beautiful, safe, and filled with sunshine. But let's be honest, some neighborhoods look amazing on Instagram and feel like a lemon the minute you've unpacked. Today, I am pulling back the curtain on the parts of Scottsdale that people regret moving to, but why they still end up buying there anyway. Buckle up, because this is not the stuff you are going to find on Google or Zillow. Let's get into it. First up is Greyhawk. This community sits in North Scottsdale. It is a master plan community that started building in about 1995 and ended in about 2004. This community has multiple different builders that built within it, so you have many different floor plans and home sizes. And you can go from a condo to a full custom single-family home. Now, where it sits overall is a great location. Being close to the freeway, lots of shopping and dining options. But in relation to some of the other communities that are very close to it, Greyhawk can be seen as quite flat, where only some of the homes get views, and for those homes, you usually have to be on the golf course. So why do people regret moving here? Well, some feel it's overly uniform. Homes in this area can all start looking alike, with that same architectural feel. Homes in this area are also starting to show their age, with most of the homes being built in the early 2000s. Now, some feel the HOA here is pretty strict, meaning you could get letters from the HOA about some small little things. Some don't love that there's no big central community center either. In fact, not even every neighborhood within Greyhawk has a community pool or tennis court. Now, the prices in this community are also higher than what you can get for maybe a new build a little farther out. This is a big trade-off though, because of how great the location is for Greyhawk. So why do people still keep moving here? Well, we just touched on it, and that is the location. It's very convenient to a lot of things, one being the 101 freeway, which can take you to a lot of other places pretty quickly. They also have top-rated schools. Now, something you should know about Greyhawk is that even though it is in Scottsdale, the schools are the Paradise Valley School District, not the Scottsdale School District. You are also close to golf courses. I mean, Greyhawk has 2 of their own, which are really nice. You're also close to those restaurants, shopping, and that 101 we just talked about. People also love the safe suburban feel of the community. Next up is Oldtown Scottsdale. This area has that downtown energy that is somewhat walkable and can be a little wild and full of personality. So why do people regret moving here? During certain parts of the day, this can feel like party central. Between the bachelorette groups, the bar crawls, it is not a quiet zone. Another thing this area has is heavy short-term rental traffic. You know, the Airbnbs and VRBOs. Many people come here because there's no HOA, but this has led to an increase in the number of short-term rentals in this area. Parking here can be really difficult. I mean, if you want to try to get a spot that is close to where you're going, you can drive around the block 2 to 20 times before you find a parking space, or you find that one space and cross your fingers that nothing happens while you're in for dinner. If you want to be right in the thick of it here, the condos and townhomes in this area can be quite expensive, and some of them are quite old. So what is still drawing people to this area? The biggest reason that draws people here is that you have the best walkability in our area. Restaurants, galleries, spring training, all right outside your door, which is really something we don't have a lot of. This area is great for young professionals or people who want to try to ditch their car. But I have to say that even if you live in this area, I would not want to be walking very far in the summertime, so you're probably still going to want a car. Now, there has been some major redevelopments in this area, which has upgraded several older areas and really revitalized it. Next up, let's look at DC Ranch. This is another master plan community that actually sits right across the street from Greyhawk. Think luxury suburban living with a country club vibe. So what would make people regret moving here? Well, it's expensive, and not just to buy in. To live here, the HOA fees are expensive, and so are the transfer fees when you purchase property here, which is something that a lot of people don't talk about until much later. Now, the fees that you're paying go to some pretty amazing amenities, but if you're not going to be using them, some people see that as a waste. And yes, you would be living in an HOA. And here, there are rules, and more rules. You want to change some plants in your front yard? You better get permission. Some can also feel it feels a little overly manicured, more resort than community. So then why do people still live here? The amenities are gorgeous. They have walking trails, community centers, and a lot of events. This is a place that is great at really creating community. Other people live here because they really want to join the country club Now, you don't have to live within the community to join the club, but many that want to join the club like the idea of living closer to it so that it's just easier to use those facilities. Others love the security and the status of living in DC Ranch. This is one of the most prestigious addresses in North Scottsdale, and many want to be part of it. There are also parts of the community that are man-guard gated, which just provides that extra level of security. Another reason is the builders that built within this community are fantastic. There are semi-custom homes as well as full custom homes here, providing something for everyone. Not to mention the stunning scenic views. Next up, let's take a look at McDow Mountain Ranch. Now, this master plan community sits at the base of the McDow Mountains. This is a nature-loving suburb with mountain views and family vibes. So why would people regret moving here? Well, there are times that the wildlife can get up close and personal. Scorpions, coyotes, javelinas, bobcats, and yes, even snakes. We have them all. The homes are built into the terrain of the mountain, and in some areas the privacy can be a little less than desirable. You will also find that some of the homes that actually go up the mountain, although the backyard can have a stunning view, the yard space can actually be quite small. And that is all because it backs a wash that actually drops down below, so you have a limited amount of space for that backyard. Homes in the community were built back in the late 1990s, and if they haven't been remodeled, they are going to feel really dated. And only some of the community is gated. So if that is an important thing to you, you might not like every part of this community. Then why are people still moving in? There is incredible hiking access right out your front door. There are concrete paths through the community, which will also lead you to some dirt paths that will take you to hundreds of miles of trails that will connect over to the Gateway Trailhead. I mean, this is great for hiking and biking. You also have amazing community amenities. You've got multiple pools, tennis courts, pickleball courts, play equipment, splash pads, and all for reasonable HOA fees. This community is also close to multiple amazing schools, and some homes have jaw-dropping city light views as well as views to the McDow Mountains. So let's take a look at South Scottsdale. This is an older part of Scottsdale with homes that were built in the 1950s and 60s. The homes here are smaller and quaint, but in this area there is a part that is charming and a part that is a little gritty all at once. So why do people regret moving here? Well, you never know what's around the corner. One street has cute, charming, updated homes. The next street has storage lots and industrial buildings. Now, because of these older homes, you have to consider the maintenance costs. If it hasn't already been done, the wiring and the plumbing are probably going to need to be done. This area has and is still going through some transitions, so you will see a lot of construction going on in this area. And some just don't like that. So then why do people still live there? If we are going to talk about affordability at all in Scottsdale, this is the area and opportunity for appreciation. People that live here love how close you are to Papago Park, Tempe, and ASU. Not to mention Oldtown Scottsdale and the airport. So if you need to get to these areas often, this is a great location. This area is changing all the time. And by changing, I mean getting cooler. They have a growing art scene, breweries, and creative spaces, which makes this area great. Now let's take a look at McCormack Ranch. This master plan community started back in 1972. The location is right between Oldtown Scottsdale and North Scottsdale and is across the street from Paradise Valley. So when you look at it just from a location perspective, it's fantastic. So why would people regret moving here? Well, the homes are older, which means older home problems. Plumbing, roofing, electrical. Many of the homes here haven't been completely updated, which can be very costly. HOA drama here is real. Some neighborhoods enforce the HOA rules really strict, others barely at all. And some that live in here say that the inconsistency of the HOA can be really confusing. The streets in this community can feel a little busy and less neighbory, all because of its central location and many people that use those streets kind of as a cut-through. Now, if you're wanting sleek new builds with this modern desert look, you're not going to find that everywhere here. There are some homes within this community that have been completely taken down and they have that feel now, but many redo the inside and keep the exterior elevation the same as it was, maybe with a fresh landscape and some fresh painting. You won't feel like you're living in the desert here either. You will find lush landscaping, grass, and tall mature trees, some of those trees being pine trees and palm trees. So if you're wanting to feel like you actually live in the desert of Arizona, you might not love the look of this entire community. And homes here are expensive, even if they need to be remodeled. So with all of this, why do people still live here? The biggest reason? The location. People love how easy it is to get around from here. Whether you're going north or south, it feels as if anywhere you need to be, you will be there within 10 to 15 minutes. You have lakes, golf, and green belts. These are also things that people love about the area. The greenbelt runs north and south, so you can run, walk, or bike for miles on it. All the tall trees and grass, people love it. I know I just said that was a negative, and for some it is, but it's not for everyone. The homes here also have character. Some have charming patios and unique floor plans. Many of the homes have lower ceilings, which makes the homes feel very cozy. And that is not a code word for small. Now, if you're still wondering if Scottsdale's for you, you are going to want to watch this video. As always, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.